Here are 5 common mistakes men make that destroy their marriage. Having unrealistic expectations. When we talk about unrealistic expectation, what are we driving at? 1, avoid getting married for the wrong reasons. Some people get married just for the escape, to escape from singlehood. Some people want to be Mrs. whether it is their time or not, because their friends are getting married. Some people want to get married to escape from poverty, instead of learning a skill or getting involved in business that will earn them money. Then some people get married for happiness. No man has the power to make someone happy. You have to be happy before you look for happiness. You can't even look for it from someone. It's your happiness that will radiate for someone that is with you to be happy too. So we should avoid looking for escape of unhappiness, poverty, and just escaping from being Miss to Mrs. Then the sole reason getting married is a work. Marriage is an action word. Marriage is work. In as much as some of us flow very easily in marriage, some people find it difficult to navigate because they get into marriage for the very wrong reason. One of the reasons why you got married to your spouse is to impact their life while they impact your life. When you get married, you should actually be better than when you were single. For example, before I got married, I was a teacher. I was teaching in secondary school and doing my jewelry business, and I felt like I was on top of the world until I met my husband, who noticed a lot of possibilities in my life that I never imagined. This man helped me to realize the capacity I have even before I knew I had them. So marriage can only add value to you. While your husband add value to you, you should equally try as much as possible to add value to your husband. It's not a one-sided thing. It is both-sided. So don't think that you are being married for the man to develop you financially, for the man to make you happy, while you are expecting down from the man. What are you bringing to the table? So my fellow women, my sisters, while you are getting married and expecting all these goodies from your husband, I hope you are planning to increase your husband too. If this is the first time you are coming across my channel, I am Coach Zara. I teach women how to build the most phenomenal home, lead a healthy lifestyle, and how to do marriage based on God's standard and perspective. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out from my new videos I upload on my channel every Saturday. Mistake number 2, withholding affection and sex from your husband. Meeting your husband's sexual need does not only help this man physically, emotionally, and psychologically, sometimes even spiritually. Men don't concentrate in most things they do if they are being maltreated or denied of sexual activities and affection. Some women do it just to punish the man for not accepting to their demand, and that is a very wrong way of treating your husband. If you have disagreement, it's better sorted out outside your sexual relationship. Do not bring disagreement to the bedroom. Please, when it comes to bedroom, no matter how much argument or disagreement you have on an issue, this activity, sexual activity, does not only help your husband, it equally goes a long way in relieving you of unnecessary tension. It helps you to sleep well as a woman. Always find a better way of handling your disagreement and differences outside your bedroom. Mistake number 3, undermining his authority and demand he takes full responsibility. My sisters, most times, especially when we have been married for a while, there is something Nigerian people call a see-finish syndrome. When you must have finished seeing the man, you now see him as one of those guys. Before you get married, you adore him. Sometimes you even almost worship the ground he walks on. But after seeing him inside out, most times you see women, especially after giving birth to 1 or 2 kids, we will now spread our tentacles, sit and balance, and start giving orders. And when the man wants to give orders in the home, we tell him, okay, go and sit down. Now, who are you to take this kind of decision when I'm here? Some women do that a lot, but it is not healthy. That is why God gave an order in the Bible. If you are a Christian and want to follow the Bible marriage, there are things you should not do. Follow the Bible teaching. I'm not telling you follow Igbo traditional marriage style. I'm not telling you to follow any other tradition. But once you respect God and all his commandments from the beginning to the end, this is equally a command. Submit to his authorities. Just the way you find leaders, managers in every organization. Those are people who take decision on what to do and what not to do, while the subordinates answer to them and execute them. I'm not saying that a woman is subordinate to her husband. That is why we are helpmates. And God gave him a helpmate because he knows he cannot take all the decisions alone. So instead of undermining his authorities, when he is going wrong in a decision he takes, why not call him back? Can you look at this way? I think if we do this thing this way, it will go a long way in solving this problem instead of this way. Instead of undermining him, help him to see that the way he's taking in a very suggestive way. In a very suggestive way. You don't have to come all out to tell him that you are senseless, you are an idiot, you don't have sense. If I leave you alone, you are going to run this organization down, you are going to destroy this home. Instead of telling him all that, calmly tell him as a woman. That is the power you have as a woman, actually. Your calm way of introducing solution, your calm way of suggesting the way forward or a way out is the power you have over this man. And you will see this man running to you anytime he wants to take decision that has to do with the family. But if you keep undermining every decision he takes, whether right or wrong, this man will rather take it elsewhere to be sorted out than bringing it home for you and him to sort it out. So women, I encourage us, all the women that are watching this video, please find a way of communicating with your husband. That is where communication comes in. So every woman should try to learn and understand the kind of language her husband understands most and communicates through that language with him. That is why you are a helpmate, and that is why two heads are always better than one. After all, the first step said that we got married to one another to help each other fulfill our life purpose. If you always undermine and make him feel so condescending, if you treat him in a condescending manner and make him feel so belittled, this man will avoid you. This man will not come to you for any decision he wants to take. Mistake number 4, not being committed to your marriage. Most times you see women, before they get married, they make up time to be with that man on a lunch date, dinner date, whatever date he calls it. She has a way of organizing time just to have a free time out with the man. But once we get married, you find out that we pay lesser attention to the man and the home, your children. You pay lesser attention to them and pay so much attention to your work. And that is not healthy for any marriage that want to stand the test of time. There are people that were not doing anything before they got married. On meeting their husband, the husband started a business for them or helped to establish them in the area of their choice. And before you know it, that man does not have a say again in that home. Because if he opens his mouth to complain that you don't cook food for me and these children, you no longer have time for us and all that, you will now say, hey, you know, I'm too busy. I cannot leave my work and come and be doing this all the time. Can you please find a way of managing by eating out or just eating any snacks until I come home to make food? What about your children? Who will be teaching your children their homework? Even if you make out time in the evening to come and teach your children homework, what about the man? Especially if that man is the type that closes a little bit earlier than you. No man wants to come to his home without meeting a fresh meal made by his wife. But some of us have grown wind that when a man comes back home to complain, or even before he comes back home, honey, can we eat out today? Tomorrow, honey, can we eat out? Next tomorrow, honey, can we eat out? Did he marry you to be eating out? Can't you cook? All those things you used to cook before he married you into the house, you cook. You gave him hope that you are the best cook he can have around. And then when he marries you, to eat is a problem. To eat becomes a problem. To have a healthy conversation with you at home, problem, because you are not readily available. And when the man wants to complain, it will look as if the man is jealous. Women, please, if you want to have a long-lasting and healthy relationship, try to make out time for your husbands, because some of these men, they did not grow up in an environment where men cook. They were not taught how to cook, and you cannot be the one to start teaching him how to cook. So if your husband is one of those people that cannot help himself to cook, it is your duty to give him food. In fact, there are men that have series of conditions that require a well-managed home recipe, but their wives don't deem it necessary to make that provision, because he is an adult after all. He can grab food from anywhere, from any fast food joint. After all, they cook nice food. They cook the best meal. But what about those too much Maggi your husband's system doesn't need? What about those spices, artificial spices your husband's system doesn't need because of his health condition? Please, women, whenever you are taking any decision that has to do with your home or work, make sure your home comes first. You have to be committed. You have to be intentional. Any marriage without commitment is not headed towards the right destination. Most men provide security, they provide shelter, they provide food, they provide almost all the basic life amenities. That's your work that is distracting you, that is making you not to pay attention to your home. With a man that cares this much, how much value is it adding to you? How much value is it adding to your relationship? How much value is it adding to your children? So let us all sit down and examine ourselves and know where we are going wrong and start amending. Mistake number 5, not being happy. Well, the situation of life. Sometimes you just wake up in the morning. If you do not wake up from the right side of the bed, you will start by hissing. Your husband is waiting. Your face is like this. Sometimes we are expecting this man to say, baby, honey, what is wrong with you? Why is your face like this? But we have equally forgotten that these men too have issues to deal with, and we don't know the way they woke up. If the way they woke up is worse than our own, or better, or even more terrible. So most times you wake up with negative energy. Find a way of handling it. Greet your spouse with a smile on your face. Try to wear positive emotion no matter how intense the situation is. You have to be intentional about being happy, even when you are not truly happy. Even when you are not truly happy. If it is something that he can help you sort out, find a way of communicating it to him. If it is something beyond anybody's control, find a way of managing it and wear a positive vibe. Because negative energy, negative vibe has a way of robbing the whole family, from your husband down to your children. If your husband opens his mouth to talk, can't you see that I'm not happy? Can't you see my condition? He's not saying no. He has so much to think about. So sometimes men don't even connect if you don't open your mouth to discuss it with them. So please be intentional about being happy. It will help your family to be in a more stable environment, emotionally and psychologically. Always bring in your A game as a woman. It is when you see the men, even when they don't seem to have choice to be happy or to come home, to run home back to you, you will see them always eager to come back home from their workplace, just because they know and they are sure that when they come home, the environment will not be toxic. And the man that is going to the world to hustle must have gone through all manner of humiliation and insult and harassment. The home is a safe place for him to run to and feel welcome and feel positive vibe and feel re-energized and feel emotionally stable. So women, I'm talking about women in this series. Don't say I'm not talking about the men. Please don't be angry with me for not focusing on the men here. It is about women particularly. There are so many things to say about this, but watch this video and listen to it. Make use of whatever will help you in this video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will see you in my next video.